A different world order on South African soil. The 15th Brics summit is well underway, pleading guilty to murdering whistleblower Babita Deokaran. Now we need to know who ordered the hit on her. A sinkhole claims a truck in Cape Town. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. But first,
this is Eyewitness News.
a radical admission and the first steps towards justice in the murder of whistleblower Babita Deokaran. 6 suspects have admitted to killing her because she was, quote, creating problems at work. Deokaran, a high-ranking official with the Gauteng Department of Health, was assassinated outside her home in Mondial, South Johannesburg in 2021, just weeks after flagging millions of rands worth of suspicious payments out of Tembisa Hospital.
The 6 men arrested for Babita Deokaran's murder have today pleaded guilty to the crime. They've entered into a plea and sentence agreement with the state, in terms of which they've received sentences of between 6 and 22 years behind bars. The plea and sentence agreement does reveal new details about what happened that fateful day. It also confirms that Deokaran was indeed killed because of the work she was doing. A man identified as Kanyasani Mpungose apparently approached accused number 1, Pakamani Khadebe, and said there was a woman who needed to be dealt with because she was causing problems at work. Khadebe subsequently recruited the other accused before court, and ultimately, working together, they assassinated Deokaran that day. There are still several questions unanswered though. Crucially, who exactly ordered the hit? Bernadette Wicks, Eyewitness News at the Johannesburg High Court.
Streaming into South Africa for the very first time, more than 40 world leaders to talk trade, geopolitics and finessing being a counterweight to the West. The 15th Brics summit is well underway, headed by Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Another first, Russian President Vladimir Putin isn't attending because of the ICC arrest warrant for his alleged role in war crimes. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is leading the Russian delegation. Today kicked off with cementing ties with China, with bilateral agreements being signed and China donating energy power equipment worth 170 million rand to tackle our energy crisis.
China is South Africa's largest trading partner, and South Africa is China's biggest trading partner in Africa. We've discussed the need to narrow the trade deficit between South Africa and China, and that one of the ways to do so is by ensuring greater market access for value-added South African goods that can be exported to the Chinese market. We're also very delighted that China has agreed to reopen the export of beef to China. This is going to give a huge boost to our agricultural sector.
Brics business leaders concluded that tariffs were not the only issue when it comes to trade. Vast distances and language barriers exacerbate the problem. On the sidelines, the ANC's met with Brazil's Lula da Silva, where they discussed poverty, unemployment and...
We also drew a very important lesson on how they manage question of coalitions, because there is no party that is a majority party. They piece together ideas of various parties. And he gave us a very important lesson that what works there is the question of respecting each other. And if you respect others and they don't respect you, that arrangement will not work. And it's quite important for us to learn from Brazil.
Not everyone is happy about the event taking place. Concerns are being raised about human rights violations taking place in attending countries, abuses against Muslims in India, the Uyghurs in China, and, of course, Russia.
Amnesty International, together with the Helen Suzman Foundation and the Ukrainian Association of South Africa, we are here to call on Russia to withdraw its troops from Ukraine, to end the invasion of Ukraine, and also to stop the crackdown on human rights activists who have been facing reprisals in Russia.
Infrastructure is getting bombed on a daily, weekly basis, so grain is actually being destroyed. So we not only cannot get it released, it actually got burned and destroyed. We also want our children to return back to Ukraine. They were illegally displaced. There is a lot of children who are missing and we still don't even know where they are. And Russia confirmed that lots of children who they took from occupied areas. We also want prisoners of war and political prisoners to be released from prison.
The 5 men on trial for the murder of Senzo Mayiwa have demanded to be provided with the photos from the former Bafana Bafana captain's post-mortem. The men appeared in the Pretoria High Court this morning, where police officer Tobeka Mtlahlo continued with her testimony related to her having photographed the crime scene on the day. Mayiwa was killed in 2014 in an alleged botched robbery at the home of his then-girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo. The judge disputed that the photos should be shown in court, but rather printed out and handed to the accused.
Do you show dismembered post-mortem of the deceased?
It's not in a good taste, but
yeah, yes. Because it will be there. Yes. You can say these photos can be shown to you, your colleagues,
yes, but not
and even the accused, but not the public.
Parliament has started the public process on a new bill that seeks to tighten the country's tobacco and smoking laws. The Tobacco Products and Electronic Delivery Control Bill will also regulate the sale and advertising of both tobacco and electronic smoking products. It'll outlaw the sale of tobacco products to children and make it illegal to smoke in an enclosed public space. Northwest residents were the first to weigh in on the new bill over the weekend. A refuse compactor truck has been retrieved from a sinkhole in Lavender Hill in Cape Town after a section of road gave way. The Mako member for Urban Waste Management, Grant Twigg, says a section of Merby Road gave way while the truck was doing its rounds in Lavender Hill.
There was nothing untoward. They couldn't see anything wrong with the road. And then when they just went through, the road just gave way.
Twigg says of the 6 refuse workers in the truck, a female staff member sustained minor injuries and has been treated in hospital. And that's all from us. We'll have more for you. See you again, same time, same place tomorrow. Remember to like and subscribe.
Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.